And there we go. And that balloon is inflating fine. No leaks. There we go. Used to bring his cuff down.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
All right, Mr. Liam, let's turn you around and make this happen. Okay. All right. One of the most important parts of doing the trach change is going to be position. And really, hey, let's get that out from under your butt there, buddy. I got you.
So I will disconnect and remove, and then Eric is going to put in, and then I'll reconnect. Trach is out.
New trach is in. Take the obturator out. And now,
You glue him up?
yeah, we're gonna set his trach ties. And now I can hear Brett's going in and out. Oop, there we go. But now we want to make sure we see a chest rise. Yeah. And inflate the cuff.
Watch.
So we want to see that he's breathing and see that his chest is rising.
He's going back to sleep.
And he's falling back asleep. And then you'll check your vent. Always check the patient before you check the machine. But that was a trach change.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy. Okay, Liam was born at 27 weeks at 1 pound and 11 ounces. We had a lot of issues or challenges due to his prematurity. Just making sure he could breathe and intubation and those kind of challenges. That was before we found out that he was diagnosed with Miller-Dieker syndrome, which is a neurological disorder. The major presenting factor is called lesencephaly, so he has a smooth brain, which also presents with some developmental delays, low muscle tone, and I don't know. So we were in the hospital, the NICU at Women and Infants Hospital for 153 days. Discharged from there and brought home with oxygen tank and nasal cannula. We were home for 13 days before being admitted at the PICU at Hasbro Children's Hospital with a respiratory distress. But that was the admission into the hospital where we needed to get a trach, and that was where we learned how to manage all of this equipment and things at home.
When you're ready.
Yeah. The first night actually was kind of an adventure because we had never used the liquid oxygen tanks before. They were dropped off for our use here. And what happens with the liquid oxygen is kept at a very, very low temperature as it leaves the tank to be filled up our portable tank. It looks like a cloud machine, like a CO2 machine that you would see at a rock concert. Well, of course, because we weren't nervous enough already, the nozzle on that tank was stuck open once we filled our tank for the first time and frozen over. So a small chip of that ice held the nozzle open. So I had a cloud of freezing cold oxygen filling his room, making the room cold, and not knowing at all what to do about that particular problem. So while we were already nervous enough about things like, how is he handling being home, or, are the cats getting in the way, when now we have a technical issue that was not discussed at the hospital. Go. See, now he knows we're going somewhere. It's not the doctor's office. Yeah.
You're very active. How do you plan to leave the house? What kind of things have you had for... Go ahead, take care of that.
Okay.
Liam can be challenging because when things go bad for Liam, they tend to go bad quickly. He's not on oxygen. We have it because occasionally he'll need it, but when he's not feeling well, that's usually the first indicator that something's wrong. He'll go from not needing oxygen to needing 2 liters. Or he'll be suctioning a lot. Usually anytime it's anything pulmonary related, call the pulmonologist right away. And usually that's the key. Anything else like that, like he had an ear infection, I took him to a pediatrician. It was just like that. It wasn't, anything different than anyone else would do. But anything respiratory, really, you have to act quickly because he will decline quickly. And he's done that to us before, too. We don't say no to anything. We'll try it at least once, and if it doesn't work because of, the ventilator and stuff, then at least we've tried it. But we really never run into anything we couldn't do. I think the only thing we did once was try to pack too much in one day, but I think that was just Liam being a baby, not being a kid on a ventilator, that he was just shot.
To get caught up in diagnosis and those medical details, it's hard for, say, a nurse in an intensive care unit or an intensivist or even a resident in an intensive care unit to remember that there's still just day-to-day life of being a family, of being a mom, dad, and a baby boy. And not all of our day or all of our life is spent worrying about medical details. We just try and be a family.